No, they don't return the vehicle. They book it, they take it, and of course, what people do, hey, you get in contact with Turo, you trying to get in contact with the host, can't get in contact. Now it's time for the call, report the car stolen. And what happens? They put it out there and it comes back voluntary repossession. What's up? It's your host, Kev B, Mr. Believe of the Believe in Yourself podcast of Believe in Yourself Insurance and Investments. This is going to be the Turo quick tips, and we're going to be dropping them each and every Sunday. So tune in to our YouTube channel every Sunday to catch these quick tips that'll help you on your journey in becoming a Turo Power Super Host and growing your rental car business. This video is brought to you in part by Get Upside. Get some cash back on your next full tank of gas. Peace. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Kev B. I'm back with another video for your Turo host. Now, today we're going to talk about something that I've been hearing through the grapevine, and it's not an issue that I deal with personally, but I just want to put it out there for those of you who are tuning into my channel to get some tips, some tricks, and just to hear my cool stories about, my Turo adventures. The thing I want to talk to you about is purchasing your vehicle. Now, on Turo, a lot of people use many different ways to get vehicles on Turo. One, you can use your own vehicle. If you're somebody who works from home or you don't travel that much with the vehicle that you have at the house, if it's just sitting there, you can put your own vehicle on the platform. Two, some people go out there and they finance vehicles or lease vehicles to get vehicles on the Turo platform. Or three, you buy a car straight out. Or four, you borrow someone else's vehicle and you split the profits with them. Someone else who may have a vehicle that they're not using, that's just sitting in their driveway. Those are the four things that you really could do when you're getting your vehicle. Four options that you have for yourself. But when you talk about option 2 and 3, financing or leasing a vehicle, there's been a hiccup that's been starting to happen with those things, and people have been getting their cars repossessed because now these banks and these leasing companies have becoming a little bit more hip. And it's just one of those things, when a lot of people were doing Airbnb, then they turned around and you saw a lot of cities and places start to really crack down on subletting. So it's similar, it's coming over into the Turo industry as well, where now these banks are seeing a lot of people are buying cars just to put on the platform and do things like that. Now they're trying to crack down on it because technically in the agreement that you sign with whatever leasing or finance company, there's usually some type of language there that says you cannot rent your vehicle out to another party or put it on those other platforms or things like that. There's some type of language in the contract that you sign. In the past, I don't think any of these people, because Turo's fairly young, it's about 7-8 years old at this point, they didn't really check. But now that Turo has been picking up, is now starting to be known a little bit more and it's getting more widespread out there, these banks and these institutions are starting to crack down on it. Not because they don't want you to make any money, but they're just trying to protect their asset. Because technically, when you're leasing or financing, you don't own the vehicle. It's still their vehicle. And they're just protecting their asset. Now, you have some banks that don't care. Hey, as long as you make your payments on time, you good, man. I'm not going to bother you. Just make my payment on time. But they have these other banks, and one that I've been hearing a lot, I'm not sure because, like I said, I own my vehicles. I don't know. I've just been seeing it in the community, YouTube videos, a couple of, Facebook things. I've been seeing it pop up here and there, just spottedly, just seeing it around in the community that they're starting to repossess these vehicles. And what happens, and here's the trick that they're doing. So with Turo, the same way, like if you've put a car on a platform with Turo, they ask you for your VIN. And when you put the VIN, it automatically comes up with your vehicle, the year, the make, the model. It also runs, and they run it, and they know if it has any any what do you call those things? Recalls on the vehicle or anything like that may stop it from getting onto the platform. So I believe that these banks or financing companies are using that same type of engine or search engine to go on the Turo platform and search for any vehicles that they own, that are being financed or leased. And when they find these vehicles, here's the kicker, they book your vehicle. So you just think it's something normal. It's regular. It's a regular day out here. So I'm just got me another booking. Bam, bam, bam. I'm doing good, right? No. They don't return the vehicle. They book it, they take it, and of course, what people do, hey, you get in contact with Turo, you trying to get in contact with the host, can't get in contact. Now it's time for the call, report the car stolen. And what happens? They put it out there and it comes back voluntary repossession. Now, you don't want to have, now that can be drastic. My credit's not the greatest. I'm going to be the first one to be 100% honest. On this show, I'm going to be transparent and honest. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to come on here and try to act like I'm Mr. Moneybags. I'm going to come on here and try to tell you to do this or do that. I'm going to be completely transparent and honest. My credit's not the greatest. But I know for damn sure if you did have good credit and you're using your credit to go out there and buy vehicles, that can be a huge setback. So you want to be sure. And I think what these companies want, and the reason why they're cracking down is, like I said, they want to protect their asset. And a lot of times, people, when they get these vehicles or things like this, you might just get a regular personal insurance on the vehicle. When you're renting your vehicle out, you're supposed to have a renter's insurance. There's a certain type of insurance that you're supposed to have when you're renting vehicles out. And I think that's what they want. Now, there may be some cases where if you do allow the financee or the financer or the loan company, you let them know, they still may deny you. Who knows? I don't know. But just understand you're taking a chance. And usually in industries like this, there's always going to be one rogue company, and then you'll start to see others start to follow behind because it makes sense for them to just make sure that if you are renting out a vehicle that you're leasing or financing, have the renter insurance on it as well so that it covers the vehicle properly. Most companies want you to have full coverage, but full coverage isn't the same as having a commercial rental insurance. It's going to be a little bit more pricey for you, which then will also mess with your bottom line. So you're gonna have to run those numbers and make sure that everything adds up. You're pricing your vehicle correctly per day to make sure it covers for the insurance and the note. So I personally, I don't like it. I don't think anybody should do Turo without a vehicle that you own outright. I personally don't feel the numbers make sense. I don't care what vehicle it is. I don't care if you have a 2020 BMW, 2022 BMW, and you rented it out for $200 a day. If you have a car note and you have insurance, I personally do not think it makes sense. Because if you have a vehicle like that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to get either the 60 or the 70% plan. Your profit margins are still going to suck. It's to me, it just doesn't make sense. Somebody's going to have to show me, break it down to me where it makes sense to do it that way. If you're following me, I would discourage you from ever financing or leasing a car. Now, will I say not do it? To each his own. If you decide to do it, go for it and let me know how it goes. If it works out for you, all the power to you. But don't say I didn't warn you. So just moving forward, I want to suggest for everyone and anyone out there who's thinking of getting into this Turo game, or if you are in a Turo game, make sure if you have a finance or lease vehicle, go over your agreement and make sure that if there is any language in there that's restricting you from renting the vehicle out, that you get in contact with them and you're upfront and you're honest with them. The last thing you want is to get a voluntary repossession on your record just because you were trying to make some extra money. Now you're going to be in the hole because they're going to put a repossession on your record. You're going to have to get that cleaned up from your record, and you're not going to have a car that you're renting out anymore. That's a triple negative right there to me. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful out there, everybody out there, if you're renting cars on Turo, if you're leasing or financing, definitely get in contact with your leaser or your financee and find out what their rules are, or go over the agreement as well. And if you are thinking about getting into the game, save your ducats up, man, and go out there and buy a car. I know right now we're not in the best market for purchasing vehicles, but maybe you need to do something else. If getting into Turo is a little bit more expensive for you, then try something else. There's other things out there that you can do. You don't want to come into this game and then take a L right away, you know? Hey, the market's changing. Things are going to happen. Banks are getting more hip to the Turo, so they're putting it in their little restrictions. What are you going to do? Hey, you got to pay to play. So that's my tip for the day, man. Make sure you guys be careful. Go over your leasing agreements, your loan agreement, all those things, and make sure that you're cool. Right now, the only bank that I've been hearing a lot that's been doing it, that's actually been repoing cars, right now is Ally. I've also heard a little whispers about Bank of America. I don't know if they are or not, but you never know. And you know, if 1, 2, 3 banks start doing it, it's a matter of time before all of them are doing it, because they're gonna catch on. It's gonna spread. So just be mindful of that. Do your due diligence. Read all the paperwork. Read the fine print, and make sure that you are in compliance with your loan grantor or your leaser, your leaser, whatever that word is. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what it is in the comments. And any of the videos you guys want to see or talk about, let me know, man. And remember, this video is sponsored by Get Upside, man. So get some cash back on your next full tank of gas. And peace. I'm out.